Welcome back to the channel, you guys. Today I'm going to expose myself and show you the worst parts of my house. I know that I'm not alone when I say that I'm the type of person that lets things pile up and get really bad before I address them. That is really true for certain parts of my house because I don't have a good system in place. So today we are going to declutter and finally take care of it. I'm going to be sharing the best tips that I've seen for organization. We're going to put them into practice and test them out. We're going to see if it's realistic and easy to maintain because I think that's where I struggle the most. We're gonna tackle the messiest places in most homes, which are the closet as well as the kitchen. The closet we have right now actually is probably the best closet I've ever had. I haven't been using it to its full potential, so we are actually gonna start over there. So let's go to the closet. I'm already getting overwhelmed just looking at this, but here is our closet. So we did have an organization system in place, but as you can tell, we have not been maintaining it. And I think it's mostly because the containers that I got to put everything in just is not large enough for each of the categories. We have bins up top and then tons and tons of hanging space, which is great, but I do wish we had some drawers in here because that means that we have to hang up every single pair of pants, which honestly doesn't work all the time. This is where we're keeping all of the extra items that we don't wear as often, which is honestly not a good system. And then on Brian's side, this is actually where he puts his socks. So you can't even see it. And on this side, we have another hanging space for longer things like dresses and a middle section for shelving, which I've just kept as is. I haven't moved any of the shelves around, which I think would be super helpful to really maximize the space. This honestly has been such a problem area for me. So I really want to figure out a system that works, that actually makes this functional, because right now, it just doesn't make any sense. We just have clothes everywhere. I'm learning that I should have 2 laundry bins because we have 1 laundry bin right now with clean clothes in it. And what we end up doing is putting all our dirty clothes on the floor until this bin is empty again. So I think getting 2 would be ideal. And over here, I have some linens, travel bags, suitcases back here, and then shoes, which we do have more shoes, but I have nowhere to put them. So this is just what we could fit in here so far. This just is a total disaster. I think this is the worst that it's looked in a very long time. So I'm ready to just revamp it, make it so much better, and put systems in place that are actually going to work. Gonna get worse before it gets better, but we're gonna organize everything into piles and see how much we actually have. Donations? Where do I even start? Since we're getting my life together today, I thought it'd be a great idea just to talk about where my life currently is at. I get questions all the time on what our plans are in terms of what we're doing next. Are we renting again? Are we gonna move? Or are we gonna buy a house? To talk about where I'm going, we need to talk about where I've been, because I started this channel up in my parents' condo at the end of 2019. I was posting a lot of DIY videos and I did my first room makeover in 2020, and that really sparked everything. Now everything is categorized and I can visually see how much each item takes up. So for example, I just need a small bin for my DIY clothes, for my shorts. I also realized I have a lot of like seasonal and Christmas stuff, so I made it into its own bin. For bedding and linens, I definitely need to find a solution because putting it in this pile is not helpful. Also, it's very wrinkly. And then my PJs and workout clothes, I decided I'm just gonna take it out of the closet and put it into my drawers in the bedroom. After doing this, I realized that I just do not have room to put all of this because I want this tower to be mostly like underwear and stuff. And I think that's a big culprit of why we weren't able to maintain this, because there's just not enough room for us to put all our undergarments and everything else in here without overstuffing it. We're just about ready to move into the next step, which is to put everything into its new homes. So I have a bunch of different storage solutions that I just ordered. Some of these are tried and true items that I love, and some of them are new to me. So let's first talk about bins. So bins are really great because you can just throw everything in here. So I have some of my larger bags in here that I don't use as often. And I like to buy these whiteboard labels so that I can easily change it up whenever I need to change up the label. Otherwise, you could also use a label maker or even your Cricut to customize this. I'm gonna write bags on here. And inside a closet, for some reason, I don't like when there's like a lot of labels unless it's a utility closet. So I'm gonna put this on the side so that I could easily see it when I'm grabbing it from down here. What's better than a bin is a clear bin. I think these are so helpful, especially for things that you grab on a daily basis. You can see exactly what is inside, which makes it so much easier to create a system to maintain it. I love that this one also has handles on all three sides, so you can even put it in this way if you don't want to see everything up front and center. But I'm gonna do a whole section of these bins over here. Brian is actually the one that does laundry in our household, and I feel like having just a central system for all of like our undies and stuff in one place is just gonna be so helpful for him, because right now he's going from this end to this little basket to this basket over here. So making it just easy in one place, I think, is just gonna make his life so much better. At that point, everyone was working from home, and we took that opportunity to move to LA. Since we're already working remote, this was a lifelong dream of ours. And that was really my first apartment that I had completely to myself. It allowed me to create more DIYs, do makeovers, and really explore my style. After grinding it out in that apartment, me and Brian were able to turn this passion into a full-time job, which we are so grateful for every single day. And at that point, we thought it was just more responsible to move back home and buy a house. And that is where a lot of you guys actually found me. It's where I learned how to do some major DIYs. We grew so much because we literally didn't know what we were doing. We were experimenting a lot. We really were able to take that house and turn it into a home after about 2 years of living there. But we had this feeling that our chapter in California just wasn't over yet. So we wanted to see if there was more. So we sold that house and we moved here to the current apartment in Orange County. It just has been such an adventure. I really have challenged myself in every single room, and I feel like I grew so much. I'm so proud of every single thing that we've done here. We've pretty much made over every single room so far. With all of that being said, I definitely miss doing bigger projects and truly being able to make a space my own. So we are actually looking to buy next. If you're wondering how I'm storing all of my seasonal items without running out of space, these are the answer. I swear by these vacuum seal bags. They reduce the size of your items and it just saves so much space. It comes with a hand pump, but I like to use my vacuum because it's so much faster, and you could just see how this big fluffy pillow is literally flat now, and I can just easily store it away in a bin until I need it again. Something I always struggle with organizing are my purses and my bags. Usually I just throw them onto a shelf. I try to line them up all nicely, but they always end up falling. I've seen some hanging organizers before, but I just don't want to hang my bags and risk like ruining the actual strap. So instead, I found one of these acrylic organizers, and this one is really great because it has adjustable little dividers. So each one of these are different slots. Let me take one out. Why can't I take it out? I like the little wavy design too, and these basically just slide right where you want them to. So depending on how big your bag is, you just want to place it in there. This one came with two, and they actually connect together, so you can make this super long if you want to. I also like that it has some rubberized feet at the bottom, and now I can actually organize all of my purses and see them in one spot, which honestly is so exciting for me because I've never really had a designated space for them before. And I think we're gonna do this top shelf here because I really don't switch out my purses that often. Welcome to the kitchen. We are gonna be tackling the pantry and honestly all of my kitchen in this video as well. I'm actually gonna make myself some lunch right now, and my Hungry Root box just got here, so let me show you guys what I got this week. And a huge thank you to Hungry Root for sponsoring today's video. I honestly love everything that I've tried from them so far. I'm a big fan, and I definitely recommend it to anyone who's looking to make a healthier choice when it comes to eating at home. So my box came with a little kitchen guide. It has all the recipes on the front side, and then everything that's in my box on the back side. Ooh, everything looks so good. good. What I love most about Hungry Root is that you can completely customize it. So you can swap out recipes. You can also switch in different grocery items like snacks and drinks. So you can really choose how much cooking you actually want to do. And for me, I said I wanted minimal meal prep times. For lunch, I'm actually going to do one that only takes 2 minutes to prep, which is the smoked salmon sweet kale salad, which sounds really good. I've been super obsessed with making salad bowls lately. And how it works is you basically start by taking a fun short quiz on the Hungry Root site. So this is where you're going to tell them your personal goals, your health goals, what you like to eat, and how much cooking you want to do. And then they basically build a personalized cart based on your selections. You can pick and choose between the recipes and the different snack items and drinks that you want, which honestly is what I love most about Hungry Root. You can completely customize the box. So everything that I have in my box, I was able to take in or swap out. I obviously need to have my snacks, so I always get this popcorn. It's one of my favorites, and I always have wanted to try these little harvest snaps, so I picked those up as well. And then some drinks. So I've always wanted to try out Palm, so I grabbed a bottle of that. And I've been really into kombucha, so I got 2 different kombuchas. Better Booch. Guys, this honestly could not have been easier. It literally took only a couple of minutes to put together. This is one of the best salad bowls I've made in a while, and I definitely could eat this every day. If you want to try out Hungry for yourself, they did give me a special promo code. So the first 100 people to use my code TINA40 at checkout will get 40% off of their first grocery order with Hungry Roots, so make sure you guys check that out. I'm gonna finish this and then I'll be right back. Organizing all this stuff is already making me feel so much better, and in our next place, I'm definitely not going to wait this long to organize everything. I'm gonna bring all the same systems that we have going on today into our next place, and I'm sure you guys are wondering, where are we going next? That is the big question. So we've actually been to about 10 open houses here in Orange County. We just want to see the area and what it has to offer, but also we are going home this month to take a look at a bunch of houses as well. That is probably going to come as a surprise to some of you guys because we are just so torn right now on what we want to do. We obviously love being here. We enjoy Southern California so much, but we also have friends and family and a whole life in Chicago that we miss as well. We actually were supposed to make a decision by now, but we honestly just can't decide because half of our heart is back at home and half our heart is here. We've even talked about extending our lease here for a few more months, so we will see what happens. Whatever ends up happening though, we are going to document everything and share that journey with you guys. And if you have any questions or you want us to show anything specific in the home buying process, let me know in the comments below. I feel like the past couple of times we kind of just sprung on the news that we were moving, but this time we want to show you guys everything. So I hope you guys are ready because it's definitely going to be a ride. Okay, it's time for a kitchen clean out, and we're actually going to start with the beloved junk drawer. Our junk drawer is right here, front and center in our island, and it is not looking good. I tried to organize it once, but clearly did not give enough thought to this because everything is everywhere. And let's face it, a junk drawer is honestly inevitable. It has all of your most important stuff and random stuff all in one place. Even if it seems a little chaotic, I think it serves a purpose. So today we're going to revamp the junk drawer a little bit. So I bought one of these. It basically is a tiered drawer organizer. So you could fit so much more stuff in here. Ooh, super compact. Oh my goodness. Before we can fill this though, I have to assess the situation, sort it all out, and then put it into the new house. Also want to note that I always have museum wax on hand because it helps things stay in place. So in this drawer, I used it for these 2 containers. So when I pull the drawer, they don't shift. And honestly, this has been great even for hanging up artwork. So 100% would recommend. Have a special visitor. Hi, Salem. You want to help me organize? We are moving on into the pantry, which I have kind of spread out in our kitchen. So we have our snacks and stuff to the right of the fridge. This area is kind of a jumble of things. So we have pastas, we have seeds and stuff like that. And I also have a section on the left of the stove, which has our cooking ingredients like spices and oils and that type of thing. So it's kind of organized into those three big categories. But honestly, as you can tell, it's a little bit of a mess. I have to dig through all of this stuff, and honestly, I forget that I even have some of these things. Like this granola, for instance. I had a phase where I really wanted to make yogurt parfaits, and I totally forgot that I had this, so I need to have this like front and center and in my visual vicinity. So I've bought a bunch of different organizers and I'm gonna share some of my favorites with you guys. First, we're actually gonna start with this open shelving concept that I DIY'd. I will link the tutorial down below if you guys wanna watch it, but this has been so great because you can put things out that you use all the time and it looks aesthetic. It doesn't look like it's out of place or anything. It makes it easy to grab and go, so you can have things in canisters, you can have your dishes and stuff out. There's something about open shelving that makes the kitchen feel so much more lived in, and I feel like this really just makes our kitchen. This is for all of my shorties out there. So I usually keep everything really close to the front because obviously I can't reach to the back. So what I like to do is to get a bunch of turntables, especially for your larger bottles and cans. This will allow you to maximize the shelf and actually reach the items. And also, if you're a shorty, get yourself a foldable step stool that you can keep hanging on the inside of a pantry, and that will make your life so much easier. Something important I've learned from home organizing is that you need to embrace your lazy. What I mean by that is that if you know you're not the type of person to meticulously sort everything into a specific slot every single time, try using solutions that will serve you instead of working against you. That is why I'm not going to decant every single thing in my pantry just for the sake of aesthetics. As pretty as that looks, I've learned that function just matters so much more to me when it comes to that sort of thing. A lot of the time, my physical surroundings are a reflection of what's happening in my head, so when I'm stressed out, my home definitely shows that. But when you take some time to address it and put some systems in place, it really will allow you to continue to stay on top of it, and I promise you will feel so much better for it. Okay guys, so I'm filming this outro about a week after we organized everything, and I'm so happy to report that we have kept pretty much everything organized and maintained. I feel like this never happened, so this is a huge deal for us. The only things we really moved is just where we're placing our socks so that's easier to grab, but honestly, these systems have been working so well for us. It really does take some time to understand how you and your partner or your family like to work together to keep everything around the house organized. So I definitely would recommend to take a weekend and just figure it out. It is so worth it. I hope this video was helpful for you guys. Let me know which tips you are going to try out in your own home. And if you have any tips for me, let me know in the comments as well. If you'd like to see more from me, make sure to subscribe down below for new videos every single week, or follow me over on Instagram where I post pretty much every single day. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay inspired, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.